Hey everyone again, guess what? It's me. How are you? And today we're gonna do a life update. I was actually looking at the videos on the account and I was like, I haven't done a life update in a while. I haven't updated you guys on what I've been doing. And honestly, I have been doing a lot of everything. I have been going non-stop since I would say June. But first of all, please subscribe and sign up for email updates so that way you know when all this is happening, so you can get these life updates, which I probably need to do more often. And if I'm not doing them enough, please let me know. You know where to do it. Go down in the comment box. Okay, so let's just go back to June, and I'm going to do that part really fast. So I got back on tour in June, right? And I went to the Netherlands. That was my first tournament back. It was actually very stressful. I hadn't played in so long. I was like, stressed, but it was great. Then I went and played in Birmingham, played well, went to Wimbledon, and sadly slipped in the third game of the match, and really got injured. Spent the kind of whole summer pretty injured with my knee, like really struggling with it, and didn't want to miss the US Open. Made it there, but definitely not my best performance after, so much time off after Wimbledon. So I decided not to play any more the rest of the year and just give my knee a chance to heal. And what was super interesting is once I just sat down, I felt better. I would say after the Open, I would say maybe like 4 weeks later, I got up. I remember it was a Sunday, and I got up and I was like, oh my God, I'm not in pain. Like just like pain from just sitting around. Like my knee hurts, my knee is swelling every day. And it's very difficult to play tennis or any sport when you have like the swelling cycle. When your body won't stop swelling, you cannot feel better. You lose range of motion. You imagine something really thick, it's not going to be flexible. So like with the swelling I was having, I lost range of motion. You lose strength when your knee is swelling. Also, your muscles don't activate anymore. So then your muscles aren't activating. You can't train. So then you lose muscles. It's a whole cycle. And so this is what I was going through in the summer, was because I couldn't get my swelling down. I lost range of motion. The nature of my injury was, all this stuff. But anyway, I was dealing with all that. So I decided not to play anymore. And I had a lot of other stuff to do as well. I had a lot of obligations afterwards. One of the fun things that we did was with my partner, Lacoste, we opened a park in the Bronx. It was St. Mary's Park, and we were working with a program that already runs this amazing tennis program there. So we've refurbished the courts. Very cool. One of the best days of my life. We had the kids from the Z House come out and dance. I got to dance with them. I got to hit with some of the kids in the program. There were a few adults who came out too. I made a new friend who lives in Korea. She's fantastic. Love her to death. And that was so fulfilling because tennis is at my core. It's what I do. And I grew up playing on those kind of courts growing up. So it's important for those courts to be there, to be well furbished. The courts I grew up on were never redone. So for these kids to have that kind of opportunity to be proud of where they practice, amazing. After that, I went to France. You guys know I love fashion. So I went to Fashion Week, and I went with my older sister, Isha. We always do everything together. She's so supportive of me. I love her to death. We're Team V. We're called Team V. And I went to a few shows. So we went to Chloe, and this was the last show for Gabriella Hearst, for any of you fashion fans. It was a beautiful show. She has a beautiful, great personality and wonderful energy. It was a celebration. She celebrated. There was like a Brazilian like samba dancing band. There was a band, people dancing. The show was on the water, on the river. It was so beautiful. It was the best show I've ever been to. Then we went to the Mugler show. It was major. I've always been a big fan of Terry Mugler. Oh my gosh. And seeing Angela Bassett on the runway, I think Paris Hilton was on the runway, lots of modeling legends, but like Angela Bassett, wow, it was such a big surprise. That show is major. And then of course, one of my favorite brands, Louis Vuitton, if not my favorite. I always go to that show, so it was really special to be there again. And Paris is my favorite city. One of my favorite parts in Paris was like finding this like fruit stand, and they had the best fruit. And have you guys ever seen dates that aren't like dried and dehydrated yet. They're like green. So I had never seen that before. And so like trying that and but buying only a little, because I'm a small time eater. So as much as I could eat that in that day, you don't want fruit to waste. So one day I'd buy a cantaloupe. The next day is like a watermelon. Other days, like, you know, they had fresh pressed juice. So I had like pomegranate juice, and which is actually good for your immune system. So I put the pomegranate juice with my like immune powder. We haven't talked about my immune powder recipe. Anyway, that's another topic. And fresh juice. So that was a really cool find. This wonderful like fruit stand. After Paris, I went to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, my Spanish, no puedo hablar español. But I think I need to work on it, to be honest. I've never been. Okay, I've been a lot of places. So for me to have this opportunity to play tennis in Puerto Rico was huge for me, to play in front of people I've never gotten to play in front of. The love was so awesome. I was so grateful. I love what I do, and to be able to go there and people appreciate it that much, I just felt like I couldn't give enough, to be honest. Monica Puig, Olympic gold medalist in 2016 Rio. We played against each other and she won the match. She's such a great player. She's one player I never wanted to play because she was so good. Such great technique, such a great athlete, such natural talent. She could do it all: serve, return, move well, forehand, backhand, really no weakness. So it was unfortunate that she had so many injuries that ended her career, but she is also an amazing person, a nice human being. So we had a great time on that trip. We explored Puerto Rico as much as we could. I actually stayed a few extra hours. But as soon as I left Puerto Rico, I landed in Florida and I had to fly to France. And then I flew back for, I had to go one day and come back. It was crazy. I was tired. So that's kind of what I've been doing, is a lot of work. I'm not even going to tell you the boring stuff, because there's a lot of other stuff that's super boring that you don't want to hear about. Like what meeting I went to, or what, you know, that's not like stuff you guys need to hear. That's like the rigmarole of life, you know, operations. I'm telling you the fun stuff. What else? What goals do I have in the coming months? Obviously, getting back on the court. I'm going to tell you a lot more about my rehab in another video. With 11, of course, we're working on a lot of collaborations coming up. We have a collaboration with Core Power Yoga that I'm excited about. We also have a collaboration with Lacoste. I think you guys saw a sneak peek of that already. So the cat's out of the bag. There's more coming that I can't tell you about yet, but there's so many things on the horizon for 11 as well that I'm super, super excited about. Happy Viking, of course, that's an everyday part of my life. I'm not a foodie, so and I'm a cheating vegan, cheating all the time. But when I am being plant-based, which is a lot of the times too, I got to get my protein in. So strawberry Happy Viking every day for me. And we actually are working on this really fun project I can't tell you about. And we're also working on headquarters. And I don't even know how much I can talk about this too, but V-Star is going to be working on that design there. So it's a fun idea that we have that I can't tell you about yet, but there's a lot of fun things there too. And am I missing anything? There's so much that's always going on, but I wanted to tell you guys everything that I'm doing, all the fun stuff. So the most important thing, obviously, is the birth of my new niece, Adira. Serena asked me, I know I don't have a vote, and I know like Alexis is so much more important than me. She's like, what should I name her? And I said, whatever you want. Of course, I had opinions. I wanted to name her a certain name, but I didn't say anything because that's not my job. They're supposed to decide as a family what they want to name their daughter. I did not carry her for 9 months, and I don't change her diaper every day, although I would. I really would. So I stayed out of it, and she has a beautiful name, and her name is Adira, which has this connotation of being strong, and she's beautiful. I literally just want to put an order in and say, hey, can you get my baby here in 1 year and make it just as cute as Olympia and Adira? such beautiful kids. So I'm really excited to be an aunt for the second time. It's an interesting experience the second time around because seeing Serena, like my sister, and seeing her be a mom, I have to say it took me years to not get used to it, but it's like, it's surreal. It's like, oh my God, there's a baby here. Oh my God, Serena's a mom. And it's like, oh, it's like, it's this whole new thing and it's beautiful, but it takes a while to like really like, wow, you know? So it's all positive, but the second time around, it's like you're not as in like, wow, wow. You're like, yeah, it's here and it's so beautiful. And everybody's like, I think all of us are much more ready to take this on. And you learn so much the first time around, and the second time you can just be so much more prepared. I don't know how to describe it other than that. And I think every parent feels that way. You're like, I'm a parent, you know, I'm responsible for this human being. I did this. Wow. So all of us are so excited. And that's my life update for now. And right now, there's more things to come, more things to tell you about. And I think we got to do this more often. Life update, what's happening, all of the things. I love you guys. Of course, put the comments in the box. Tell me everything that you want, that you need, that you desire, all of the things. And I will see you next time.